Hi guys. I'm gonna need some intro music. Got my hair. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The other live that we were supposed to use, I couldn't get the camera orientation, and I didn't want to have to fight with that this evening. Hi, Peter. Hi, Karine. Hello. Guys, I'm going to need your support today. If you can, please let me have, if you can support with the super chat, I would really appreciate it. So we can keep the live going, just in case I get a copyright strike. I really shouldn't, but if you can support with a super chat or a subscribe, share, subscribe, follow, build my follow account, that would be great. Hello, hello, hello. Today is a momentous day, guys. I ran out of a meeting. I ran out of a meeting to get here on time. Because, I had the idea that the With Love Megan content was going to be available, maybe not midnight UK time, but at least 2 a.m., 8 a.m. at least. I would have it on all platforms across the world. But sadly, it wasn't available. Have I ever worn earrings on this channel before? I don't. These are really nice earrings. I got them in Belgium. I actually never wear earrings to work, but if I don't wear earrings to work, I won't wear them because I don't go out as much as I used to. Please say hello. Please drop a super chat if you can. How are you? How are you doing today? Yeah. This is quite a momentous week for me, I'm going to give it a few minutes, let people get on here so we can get started. No, I have not got Snapchat. I am not a adolescent. I am not an adolescent. I don't even know who's using Snapchat besides prostitutes, right? No offense if you're using Snapchat, but who is using Snapchat? Besides sex workers. Again, nothing wrong with that, but I don't do Snapchat. I barely use YouTube as it is. YouTube and TikTok only to even grow my channel. What X to keep abreast. Oh, thank you. X to keep abreast of what's going on in the world. My social media ends there. I am not a camera person. I'm not a picture person. If I was, I would have 10,000 lights on me and 6 layers of makeup. I can't be bothered. Free Palestine. Yes, I'm not afraid to say that. Free Palestine, Milton. I agree with you. Good evening, oh wow, 32. Wow, jeez. Good evening, everyone. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. Like I said, this is a momentous occasion. It is Megan and Auntie Tina Knowles, the mother of our queen Beyonce. And even if she's not a queen to you, she's a queen to me. I have, as a black woman, Beyonce has been in, I feel like I've been aware of Beyonce almost all my life. And to watch her and her career grow, and to, and to hear from her mom, who the older she's got, has been more upfront and outspoken about her support of her daughter. In fact, I would say anybody whose child is trying to get in the media, or who is, whether they intended it to or not, who is, trying to break into, I don't know, the global sphere. I hope all of us can have a mom like Tina, somebody who is there keeping an eye on you and you who is not carried away, who is not trying to greedily steal all your money or exploit you, somebody who is not so determined to make money off the back of you and forget that they are supposed to be your parents. There's a lady, and I think the problem with social media today is it is possible for just about anyone to have a viral moment, and especially if they are underage, if they have very greedy family members, they can take advantage of them. I don't know, for those of you that are black, I'm not sure if this is mainstream, but for the black people, have you guys heard of Miss Shirley? That little child. When I saw Miss Shirley, I'm not even joking, I genuinely thought this was an old woman. Karine, you know what? I don't know if I should let you. If you go on social media and type Miss Shirley now, you will see what I mean. That is a toddler of 4. Is she up to 4? Yeah, 4 years old. She went viral because of because she's dancing to an equally viral song called Boots on the Ground. And her mom, I want to remind everybody, this is a 4-year-old child. Her mom has since then been cashing in. I rarely see that child around kids her age. I see her with grown men and women learning some two-step dance. It's an American Southern thing. And I'm like, okay, this was fun for like 5 seconds, but 5 seconds has passed. Parents, when is the mom going to step in? And guys, I'm not joking. I haven't done the breakdown, but you should go check out the video. Just type Miss Shirley into YouTube. There are people that have done proper breakdown. It is shocking what they've made this child do. Shocking. Her mom is disgusting, in my personal opinion. And for those of you who follow me, hello. Exactly, Tanya, shout out to you. Like, that is insane. Wait, Tanya, are you a member? I'm seeing a special ad. Are you a member? Are you? Oh no, hi! Hi, Tanya, hi. I think you're my friend. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Shout out to Tanya. Members, those of you who have joined my membership, I am so grateful to you. Thank you, Tanya. I really appreciate it. And yeah, please join. As the membership community grows, we're going to start having content specifically for our members. Thank you so much, Tanya. And yeah, guys, very quickly, not to go off a segue, please join the channel. We have so much planned. We're going to get members only chats, longer videos, members only live where we discuss the tea, and we're going to have special shout outs, QA sessions, and just build a community where it is safe for you in this space. I run a very respectful channel, unless you are a Megan hater, and if you are a Megan hater, I will drag you to the depths of hell and back, because you are a disgusting person. Hi sons, it doesn't cost more than it's $3.99, I think. Yeah, $3.99. Again, I appreciate we are in a pandemic. Sorry, actually technically we are. The socioeconomic situation is not great. I am not putting any pressure. If you can't afford it, that's okay too. You can please help me, please support the channel via super chat. Please subscribe, please share, and help me grow my membership. But yeah, it's very cheap, and you're going to get a lot for it. You're British. GDP, exactly. I live in the UK. In pounds is £3.99, and you get a lot from it. We will have members only chats, members only live, members only recaps. It's for the members, and of course, as the membership grows, I'm going to create a Discord channel where we can talk to each other, and we will have a members only meetup for those of us in the UK. Hi, Carrie. Oh, Corinne, thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you. And yeah, again, shout out to Tanya, my member. Thank you so much. And yeah, okay, so it's almost 10 minutes now. For those of you that have joined, hi, Sharon. For those of you that have joined, welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the love. I love and appreciate. Yes, so, yes. The funny thing is, while I am late to the squad, I will admit I've been a Megan fan since Suits. And I said it on this channel many times when I heard she was marrying Harry. No shade to Harry. I just thought she could do better. Sorry guys. But now, honestly, with everything Harry has gone through and put himself through for his family, Harry may be invited to get a plate at the Nigerian cookout. Sorry, Nigerians don't invite just anybody to the cookout. But for Harry's sake, we will give him a plate of jollof rice, at least two, and maybe some Maltina and stout to cool temper. Because what he has done for our sister Megan, what he has done for his family, and the fact and what he has done for black women. If you look at two of his non-profits have been run by black women. Let's ignore the nonsense that Sophie Chandoka did. I'm just waiting to get confirmation that she's resigned. I've been seeing it everywhere. But yeah, Harry has said so. Harry has not just done what some allies do, they talk. He's actually done the work, and honestly, what more can you ask for? He can't erase the sins of his past, but he can at least try, and I think he is trying. And I don't knock anybody for trying, especially in this world today where it's so easy to do mouth service and run away because you don't want to be labeled as DEI. Anyway, enough from me. 10 minutes has passed. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Neka. I'm based in the UK. I am an engineer. I have an engineering channel I'm putting together. Sometimes you might see my content here when I try to grow, but this channel specifically is in support of the Duchess Megan, Princess Aramaka, our first Nigerian princess. She's the first Nigerian royalty that I have seen that 3 kings came out to bestow titles. And I know the British press is very racist. We will get to the British press, don't worry. It's very racist, and they did not acknowledge how incredible a thing that was because they were hating on Meghan. But that's an incredible thing. That has never happened before in my own. I don't think it's ever happened in our history. But yeah, Meghan is by all intents and purposes a Nigerian sister. She's my Nigerian cousin, and we stand 10 toes for the Duchess here. So now, for those of you who have just joined, hey, Liberian Jollof, exactly, Olivia, yes. Harry is always invited. We are now about to have a live reaction to the Duchess and the Tina Knowles. I am very excited. I know some of you, yes, I know some of you may have heard it before. So thank you for still coming in to join us. It is much appreciated. Bear with me one sec. Let me just get the sound up. Sorry guys, I had to get this. Oh, thank you so much, Olivia. Woo, indeed. Thank you. So we're now about to live react to Meghan. I don't know, guys. Normally, I don't want to interrupt the flow, which is why I let them talk. But I got some pushback about that because I appreciate I am not using the software where you can see my face while we react. So what I'm going to do is I really want us to absorb the words. Hi Susie, hello, thank you for joining. I'm going to shut up and so what I will do is I will put commentary in between the ad breaks. I usually let the ad breaks run so that Meghan can get paid and Lemonada can get paid. But what I'll do today, because of this momentous experience, I'll let Tina and Meghan talk. Ad break, I will provide some commentary. We will also be discussing in the chat. For those of you who can join me in the chat, like I said, I want us to absorb the words and enjoy the conversation. I am very excited. Let me just share my screen. One sec. Okay, guys, we're ready now. We're set up. Like I said, I'm letting the ads play so that Meghan can make her money. When it's time to go to Tina, I will share the screen. You can hear the ads are running.
It has been so helpful to have such a stellar applicant pool.
Oh, thanks, Andrea. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you.
This isn't just our experience here at Lemonada. Based on LinkedIn data.
If you're new to the whole thing, welcome. I beg you, ignore the press. Have an open mind. Listen to the conversations between these two incredible women. I'm very keen to hear from Tina. I love Tina. I think she's an inspiration to me as a black woman. So yeah.
This summer, don't let thinning hair hold you back. With Nutrafol, see visibly less hair shedding.
Okay, I'm gonna share the screen. Would you guys? I'll share the screen. So you're gonna just staring at my face. Then during the ad breaks, we will talk about what we've heard. Hi, Elfaz. I'll be communicating with everybody in the chat.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people.
It's still playing ads.
Truly worthwhile takes time and effort. And with Nutrafol, see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair and less shedding in just 3 to 6 months. I certainly did. I also really love the convenience factor.
I'm getting the chat ready.
Just online, no prescription required. Get automated deliveries and free shipping to keep you on track. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code CONFESSIONS. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com. Spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code CONFESSIONS. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code CONFESSIONS. Lemon up.
Okay, guys.
And she said, I know you know what you're doing. You're not in a room full of people that were advisors. They were like, I don't think that's a good idea. And she was like, my mom knows what she's doing. So she trusts me on things and I trust her. That's really important.
I'm Megan, and this is Confessions of a Female Founder, a show where I chat with female entrepreneurs and friends about the sleepless nights, the lessons learned, and the laser focus that got them to where they are today.
No time to get down, brother, move it up. No time to get down, brother, move it up. No time to get down, brother, move it up.
There's something incredible about a young woman who was willing to roll the dice on herself, be an entrepreneur, and build. Let's say you're in your 20s and you start doing that. Let's say you're in your 30s. Let's say you do that in your 30s and 40s as a working mom and you're trying to figure it out. There is something where I just put my hands up and applaud all of you who are doing the thing. And then there is something that gets a standing ovation. And that is when you are in your 70s and you say, I'm still going to build. And I'm still going to invent, and I'm still going to create. That is next level entrepreneurship. And that is why I am thrilled to have this guest on today. She knows it better than anyone else. I am talking about Miss Tina Knowles. She's a fashion designer, beauty entrepreneur, cultural icon who has spent decades celebrating and elevating Black style alongside her daughters. From creating a one-of-a-kind hair salon in the 80s, to designing looks for Destiny's Child, Miss Tina, she's always been a force in business. And now she's channeled that into Sacred, the science-backed hair care line that she launched with her daughter, Beyonce.
We get along really well. And so if we have a disagreement, it's her business. So she gets to win because it's her business.
Together, the two of them have built something incredibly special. And Sacred has already racked up 30 industry awards, all in just 1 year. Beyond her business success, though, Tina has written a new memoir called Matriarch, in which she shares the personal journey behind her family's legacy, her breast cancer experience last year, and building a life rooted in pride and purpose. She is proof that being a mama mogul is not just a title, it's a blueprint for building something that lasts across generations. Here she is.
Hi,
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so happy to be sitting down with you.
Oh,
You have
I'm
so
happy
much
to be
amazing
sitting down
stuff.
with you.
Thank you, of course. I'm so glad you reached out. And I love seeing Yvette there. I don't know, I wrote her a letter after I went to Bee's concert a couple of years ago. She said the kindest things. I just wanted her to know how much it meant to me.
And Tyler talks about you all. He loves you.
Oh, I
Tyler
love
Perry.
him.
He's a really good friend of mine.
Yes, well, he's a good friend to have. He's the most
Great friend.
extraordinary soundboard, and even,
Yes.
it's interesting for us to be sitting down talking about business because he is that person that when I have questions about business or just when you feel like you're off your path, like I need to check in with Tyler.
Yeah, he just finished the book and he wrote me. I mean, it's like poetry. It's so beautiful and uplifting. I'm like,
Oh.
oh God, that's just what I needed today because I'm so exhausted and kind of depleted, so it just lifted me back up.
That will fill your cup. Tyler Perry can do that.
Exactly.
It's amazing, though, that at 70 plus, because I've talked to entrepreneurs on this program who are in their 20s.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Oh, I know. I mean, literally, I'm sitting here in my 40s. Well, Beyonce and I think, just we're the same age. She's a couple weeks, she's born in September, right?
Yeah,
Virgo
September.
season.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm in August this year. So we'll both
okay.
be 44 this year.
Are you a Virgo too?
I'm a Leo. H is a Virgo.
You're a Leo. Okay.
My mom's a Virgo. H is a
Oh,
Virgo.
really?
I'm surrounded by Virgos.
Oh, okay.
Virgo season.
Well, that's a good thing. The other night I had a tour date in LA, and Keke Palmer was the host for me. She was amazing. And then
Sweet.
Jennifer Hudson came and
Oh.
sang a song. And I said, I got these two Virgos. I mean, I just attract Virgos. A lot of the kids that I've adopted, they like my bonus kids, they're Virgos. So I think just that Virgo energy.
Oh.
Yeah, they're really amazing people.
It is such a good sign.
It is.
But look at you right now. I can't even imagine. You have so many plates spinning.
I do.
Does it feel as though, even with the exhaustion, even with the swirl around all of it, does it feel like it's your time?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Even though I'm exhausted and I've been going from one place to the other because the tour is going on right now, Beyonce's tour, so I'm going back
Yes.
and forth because I'm working there. I just feel reinvigorated every day when I get to talk to people about the book and the things that have happened. And when someone texts me and they say, I went and got my mammogram and I had been putting it off, or, I decided that I was going to make my kids a priority. And some of the things that I put in the book, I mean, I just get all this energy and just feel all the, like I did something that was a good thing.
An act of service.
Exactly.
Just at first glance, you go, that's the most giftable book in the world. Because you have to put that in someone's hands. It needs to be in everyone's home. But I think the inside is really, obviously, the true gift, which is what your journey has been, obviously, as a working mom, but as a female entrepreneur, which is why I'm so happy we get to talk and have this bonus episode. For people who are listening, especially young women who want to start something, do you think you have to find yourself first and then be able to find your business? Or you can find your business and through that business you start to find yourself?
I think it's the second one. I think that you start your business and then you find yourself. It gives you confidence that you didn't have before. It gives you creativity, and you just feel accomplished. Now, I don't think that I would have gotten that had I not had the hair salon. That's where I learned to be a business person. I learned to be a boss. I learned to take care of business and organize things, and I got a lot of self-esteem from that. And so I think that it's for me, it was the other way around.
That's really helpful, because a lot of people would say you need to know yourself before you know what you're going to start. But it seems like we're all kind of figuring it out along the way, and also we evolve as women.
Absolutely.
And the chapters of being a mother evolve. I mean, Archie turns 6 tomorrow. I'm going,
where did the time go?
Where did the time go? I remember carrying him out there, and I'm just like, he is now 6 years old. We had his birthday party yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
But you look up, and really, I think everything is in constant fluid motion, but the common denominator is you knew, even when you had a salon back then, to now having sacred in this moment in time, the connective tissue is the same.
Yes, it's the same. And
You
I
wanted to
think
show up for women or people.
that's right. It doesn't matter what business it is. It's I just had a philosophy that if I was going to have a business, first of all, it would be something that is a service that is needed. And what would make my business different from anyone else's? Because there were a lot of hair salons. So I had to figure out what was the need. And the need was getting in and out, treated as a professional person whose time was valuable. And once you figure out the need and you make your business special, I think you got to go.
Yes.
That's a hit.
How did you end up finding what would be that secret sauce to make it special? It was Headliners, right? Your
Yes, it was
salon?
Headliners
Mhm.
because back in that time, this was the 80s. I used to go to a salon and I loved what they did to my hair, but I was there for 5 hours and I had a kid. And I just couldn't sit in the salon for 5 hours while people gossiped, while they brought in food. It just was not professional. And one of my really good friends was, she was an attorney and she felt the same way. And so I said, I want to start a salon, but I want to really respect people's time. I want to serve wine so that the women can loosen up and, have
Luxuriate a
camaraderie.
little.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. And so everything that I didn't find out there, and that's what I'm talking about, that you have to find your niche, your thing that you can give people that they didn't have. And it caught on so fast because there were many women that were like me that didn't want the rest of that experience. So, yeah.
Well, I think that's part of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be reinventing the wheel. And that's
No.
important for people to hear because right now I think it's in the authenticity that you find your originality.
Exactly.
It is what is so, so pure and true to you. So you found something that you wanted to plug a hole for. Look, I remember me with all my hair growing up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And my mom would have to drop me off at the hair salon. And I would sit there for 3 to 4
Of course.
hours for them to press and curl my hair.
Mhm.
And that was, I'm talking like at the age of 13.
Right. And that's a harrowing experience when you're 12 or 13 that you're in the salon with all these grown women.
Hearing a lot of things you should
That
not
you
be
should
hearing.
not be hearing,
You should have no
absolutely.
visibility. So right out of the gate, Headliners was successful, correct?
Yes, super successful. I mean, I literally opened before Easter, maybe a couple months before Easter, and within a month, it was just people lining up because they wanted that great experience of being pampered. And I had a computer system. I was the first salon to have a computer system, so I could tell them when they had their last relaxer, when they had their last conditioner, and they were so impressed. So it just motivated me to find other things that nobody else offered, and I think that's really important in business.
Hey, Julia Louis-Dreyfus here. If you listen to me on my Wiser Than Me podcast, you probably already know that I'm an investor and an evangelist for the Mill Food Recycler. There are a lot of reasons to love Mill.
Hello, guys. Sorry.
Keeping food out of
Hi. How are you guys finding it so far? I like it. I love it. I liked hearing about, like I said, I think what was so amazing for Megan to highlight, and I think we've spoken about it before on this channel, you can do it. You don't have to be young. You don't have to be in your 20s, 30s. Doesn't matter. Anybody can start a business or can have an idea that can become a business. I know this is particularly very important for a lot of women of color as they get older, as they get into their 60s, 70s. You're worried, oh my god, do I have to keep on? I know some ladies who work in care, and if you know care work, it's very physically tasking. A woman in her 70s shouldn't be doing that. I mean, it's not fair. Many people have been working since they were 16. Imagine being in your 70s and that's literally the only job you can do. The idea that you could have something, provide a service, and from that service earn a little bit of cash, I think that's a fantastic thing. If you're somebody who is lonely and trying to build friendships, you could do what somebody I know does. She hosts events, invites people, they pay her a fee. So she's not paying out of her pocket, but people who are also looking for friends too, who want to do things together, would reach out and also join. So don't feel like you have to break your back and enjoy yourself working into your older years. And even don't feel like you have to be young. With AI, there's so much you can do as well. I'm doing my IT, but I'm also going to start doing a series around how we can make AI accessible. So if you guys would like to join, please let me know. I'll post it and we can discuss in my tech channel. I've decided to full blown go on the tech channel now, and I can show you how you can use AI to build solutions for yourselves. without having to break your back or kill yourself or get people who will try and take advantage of you. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the fact that she's addressing opening a business and being an entrepreneur in your elder years. I think that's fantastic, honestly.
I'm so curious how you go from in Texas.
Okay, I'm
starting
going to
your
turn it
salon,
back now.
having the girls there, and then all these years later,
Yes.
evolving this into now Sacred, which is incredible. And I mean, just the accolades. Why did you want to start something else?
It has been a dream of mine forever. And Beyonce, it's been a big dream of hers. And so we talked about this for years and years and years. But she just really was not interested in pursuing a business, another business, because she, in her younger years, she completely focused on her singing and her skills and, all of that. And so, it took some convincing because I was like, listen, I will work on it and, we'll work on it together. And so finally she said, okay, we could start on it because I didn't want to do it by myself. I just felt like at this point in my life, being 70 years old, I didn't want to work that hard for one.
And you just
But I
the
wound
rest.
up working hard anyway.
Sure.
But it's been a labor of love. But we've been talking about it forever because she grew up in a hair salon. She could actually be a hairstylist.
Really?
All of my kids, Kelly and Solange, because they grew up seeing me mixing things and taking care of their hair.
Yeah.
And she also, she's on the stage with hot lights and she wears wigs a lot. And she has managed to keep her hair beautiful and healthy. And that's not an easy task when you're in show business.
That is a testament. I mean, even on Suits, I was on Suits for 7 years, and I remember so many other actresses, especially if you're in that grind.
Yes.
They said, you are going to fry your hair.
Your hair.
And everyone was recommending that I should start wearing wigs. I
Right.
never ended up doing it.
Right.
By the way, if I was in that industry longer, I understand why you need to protect your hair in that way.
Yeah, because who wants to curl and spray and tease and, do all those things to your hair every day? So she's been wanting to do this. People always ask her, because they don't know when she has her hair or when she has a wig on. Like a lot of times people say, well, she wears wigs all the time. A lot of times it's her hair. So she wanted to share that secret with other people that are going through, similar things. And it doesn't have to be just that you're an entertainer. It could be just if you are on the news, or if you are a swimmer, or you're just a regular person that curls your hair every day. Yeah.
Or even if you don't curl your hair every day,
Right.
just natural UV rays and sun
Exactly.
damage. Our hairs, like our skin, we are exposed to all sorts of things that need extra care. And I think that's
Right.
what Sacred has started to really tap into, that it's not a unique position that you need to take. It's just holistic hair care.
Exactly. I have always been a mixologist. So I have products already. I would make them out of natural things and mix it with high-tech science. And then the things that I knew our hair needed are just damaged hair, because this is not a black product, it's for anyone.
Yes.
That curls and blow dries and, we manipulate our hair so much. And so I was mixing all these things together, but also with olive oil, hot oil treatments and egg whites for protein and,
Yes.
just balancing it and just studying the science of it. So we had a lot of setbacks because, it takes a long time with products. You have to test them. And then you got to, a lot of times, just go all the way and start all over again.
I know. Trust me. Do you know why I know? Because when you're talking about consumables, even jam.
Yes, because you're doing food.
Yes, it has the same restriction, not the same, but very similar restrictions and
Right.
nuance as when you're looking at FDA, as when you're looking at compliance for beauty, people that do skincare and sun creams and all of that. I think, we all have this level of constant stress testing
Yes.
the product, and you can say, I made this in my house, like with your egg whites
Yes.
and your olive oil, and I'm going, I just picked these strawberries and it's so great. Look, I just
Right.
put a little bit of sugar and some Meyer lemon, and you try to scale that up,
Yeah.
and you're wanting to manage expectations, but you want to share the thing you've worked so hard
Right.
on. And so for me at the moment with As Ever, it was great. We planned for a year, and then everything sells out in 45 minutes. With yes,
Yes.
amazing, great news.
But then what do you do then?
then what do? And then you say, okay, we planned as best as we could.
Yes.
Are we going to replenish and sell out again in an hour? Or is that annoying as a customer?
Yeah.
I'm looking at
It
it
is.
saying, just pause.
Yeah.
That happened. Let's wait until we are
Ready to go.
completely stable and we have everything we need.
I go through the same thing.
Right? Where you're trying to just balance inventory, cost,
Yes.
at least our things are shelf stable.
Yes. And that's another thing. Ours, they have a shelf life of like 3 years. So your time is ticking. And I know exactly everything you're saying is it's just a part of business that people don't see.
It's a part, they see all the flashy stuff
Yeah.
and they see the product, but that end game, I think you're right, those behind the scenes moments, how many tears I've shed.
Yeah, stayed up all night because we have this edge drop thing. And I feel bad because people are saying, you guys aren't making enough stuff and we're looking for it and we can't find it. So I don't think it's such a good thing all the time to sell out.
Yeah, I think that scarcity mentality at the beginning
Yes.
might be a hook for people, not dissimilar to a sneaker drop. Great.
Yes, exactly.
But when you're talking about products,
Products that you need to be consistent with are foods that you want to provide to your family.
I don't want you to eat that jam once every 6 months.
Right.
I want that to be on your shelf
Right.
all the time. You want us to wash our hair with these products all the time. So trying to keep up with that demand, I think, is something that's really helpful for people to have that insight on no matter who you are, that part of the process as an entrepreneur is not easy,
hard.
that numbers game. And,
Yes.
I know that in the pages of your new memoir, Matriarch, you delve into so many of these elements, growing a business, but also juggling that with the very personal element of your life as a wife, as a mother. So I'm curious, what is one of the key takeaways you want people to have from the stories in there?
It took me till 71 to decide that I am truly enough by myself without a partner. Because, I grew up very Catholic, I stayed in a marriage for 31 years. Then I got married again. And the first part of it was wonderful. And then it wasn't so happy. And the old me before I came to this revelation, because there was no big drastic thing that happened, I would have stayed, but not been totally fulfilled. And so I finally know that whether I have a partner or not, I am a pretty...
Perfect, whole, and complete.
I am whole. And I just hate that I had to be, get to 70 before I realized that. I wish I would have done it way sooner in my life, but I didn't. So,
but 70 years young, look at you.
Well, thank
And
you.
I think there's such a wisdom that comes with that kind of life experience.
yes, well, I've been through a lot, and I grew up very poor with a lot of challenges, and I went to Catholic school and I was told that I didn't belong there because I found out later as a teenager that the reason why my father drove the nuns and my brothers cleaned the schoolyard and my mom did all the altar clothes and she was a seamstress. And I was like, why are we indentured servants? And what I found out later is that my mom was actually bartering services to send us to a Catholic school, which was a really good school in terms of academics. But not all of the nuns, but a few of them felt like we didn't belong there. And they kept saying, well, you don't belong here and you should be so grateful. And I didn't understand why. Now, as an adult, I look back on that and I used to say, why did my parents tell us that so that we could have been prepared? But that early message of not belonging stayed with me somewhat. I felt like I always had to fight. I had to have my dukes up all the time and prove to people that I deserved to be
To have a seat at the table.
Exactly.
Well, and that will carry through for your whole life if that's from the very beginning.
It has carried through. And for my girls, that's why I fight so hard. Now, I tell them every day, you belong anywhere. Since they were little girls, you belong anywhere you choose to be. And you have to fight to get a seat at the table. And so it's been very interesting. And I think that my fight in me to stand up to the nuns, because I was only like 5 years old, I became this warrior because my mother was very, very into the church and kind of brainwashed, and she just didn't protect me in that way.
Oh, goodness.
When I say that, I want you to understand that my mother was a great mom. But she respected so much the Catholic Church, and she was very, very involved in it. She went to Mass 7 days a week. And to her, being a good Christian person was being humble and not
questioning.
And so when I say that she didn't protect me, that's what I mean by that.
Well, and that was her way of protecting
It
you.
was.
From what she knew, that would be the best way to protect you. And I think that's generationally really different.
Yes.
You're in deference to things that you look up to, and that's what you stick all of your faith in. Without questioning, are you losing any of yourself in that?
Exactly. My allergies are.
Oh no. Do you eat local honey? That can help.
You know, I used to, and it really does work. I have to get back to that.
You have to get back on that, because the other day, one of Archie's little friends at school, this little girl has such bad allergies. And I said, hold on a minute, we have bees. Let me give you a jar of our honey.
Oh, you guys have bees too?
We sure do.
You know, Beyonce has bees too. She
does?
Yeah, she has a beehive.
Oh my gosh, I know she has a beehive. I didn't know she had bees.
No, real
the real ones, yeah. I mean, we have three, like a little apiary down there, and 3 of them. And Archie has his little beekeeper suit.
Oh, that is
the whole
so
hat
cool.
on and the gloves. It's great. But I will say, for allergies, helpful, because the local, if it's local honey.
Yes.
Get all the pollen, all the same things in your system, and then it desensitizes allergies. But I'm sorry.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's no fun. Of course.
Sorry.
No, don't be silly. What fascinates me too about Sacred is that you're working directly with your daughter. You're working directly with Beyonce on this, and you've worked with the girls for years, but this is a different type of endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious. I mean, I wonder if one day I'll be in business with Lily and we'll be building something.
Yeah, that's the best.
What do you have? What advice do you have for people really digging into business together in that way, especially as mother and daughter?
There are difficulties sometimes, because when you're dealing with your child, or they're dealing with their mother, you have disagreements, and you have to. I'm the one to always cave. Like, I've been like that since I was young. If my kids are mad at me, I can't take it. So I will cave. I'll apologize. Not that they ran over me, because they were really good kids, but like, even as adults, if we have a disagreement or whatever, I'm the one to call, because I don't want to waste that time, and I don't ever want to not be close to my kids.
Yes.
It's just my priority.
And it would be wasted time.
It would be wasted time. Yes. So we have like disagreements about things, but it's her business. I'm helping with the business, because I just want to leave this earth knowing that, that she is, other than entertainment, is going to be okay. That's a big part of it for me. But overall, we get along really, really well.
Yes.
We get along really well. And so if we have a disagreement, it's her business. So she gets to win, because it's her business.
And also, I think it's just part of the evolution in any partnership with business,
Yes.
right? Of course, it's more layered if you're in business with family.
Right.
But ultimately, any business, you're going to have to make strategic decisions, and you're going to have to, at a certain point, come to agreement.
And trust.
And communication.
Yeah, because I trust her. She's just such a savvy business person.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows so much about hair. And so we trust each other. And sometimes I'll say, I want to open this office. I want to build this office, but I want to have a test salon in the back, and I want to have a laboratory in there. And everybody else was like, you can't do that in that amount of space. And I'm like, yeah, I'll figure it out. And she said, I know you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
In a room full of people that were advisors, they were like, I don't think that's a good idea. And she was like, my mom knows what she's doing. So she trusts me on things, and I trust her. That's really important.
That's a key facet, I think, for whether you're in business with a partner or someone that you know and love, or just in business in general. If there is no trust there, I think the entire foundation is fractured.
Exactly. Whenever you're doing something for somebody else, it might seem like you're doing it for them, but you're also doing it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it works both ways.
Yeah, well, and you also said at the beginning, even your original experience in having the salon, that it did so much for your self-esteem.
Yes.
Those relationships of how we support each other taps into that as well, where you go, someone believes in me.
Right.
I think as you look towards some of the biggest wins that you've been having. Can you think of some of the biggest learns and lessons that you've had along the way that will be helpful for some of these women listening?
What I didn't always do such a great job in is balancing. And, you know, we talked about losing yourself, and I've lost myself several times. And then something will happen to jolt me into reality, and I'll start taking care of myself and putting more energy into myself. But it's just my nature to start sliding back into those old habits. So when I see young women that are trying to balance families and businesses and, you know, education and all of this, I just remind them two things. One is that if you have kids, to please look at your kids as individuals and not as one unit, and to give them the attention and to give them the, you know, just the confidence, and work on that person and spend time with them so that you don't, because it's easier to, when you have more than one kid, to lump them together.
Treat them as a team, a little group.
Exactly. Yeah, especially if you're working.
So for a working mom, how does she do that? How do you carve out time for each of them individually?
You know, they have different needs, because when my kids were little, they're 5 years apart. Solange needed her own day. So we called it Solange's day. And on Wednesdays, that was her day. And I just, you know, did something with her by herself because she needed that. Beyonce didn't need that. She was like fine either way, because she was all into her own little world of music and, you know, entertaining and that kind of thing. And so you have to know what your kids' needs are, that identify their needs, and spend that individual time with them. But you also, what I didn't do such a great job of is having time for myself.
Right.
So that's, you get lost because you're working. You know, I worked 5 days a week, and then I had the 2 days off. And one day I said, okay, well, let me spend it with Beyonce and later Kelly. And then the other day was Solange. And then I'm like, what day do I have to go get a facial or a massage? So I just encourage young women to balance that. You need to do that for yourself. You need to have date night with your husband.
Completely.
Yeah, and not always have your kids coming on vacation with you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Summer is full of big moments.
That was
Weddings,
so
vacations,
amazing,
and
guys. Bear with me. I'll turn the camera around. That was so amazing, no? Let me tell you the part that really touched me. Beyonce is more or less a billionaire. I think we can comfortably say that. Or if she's not there, she's well on her way. Tina wanted Sacred to do well, because even though her daughter is close to being a billionaire, if she's not there already, she wanted something for her to have that wasn't tied to entertainment. I mean, how I was so deeply touched by that. Like, this woman has created the greatest entertainer of my generation, and she's still thinking about, oh, you know what, just take this 10% and add it to your billions. I guess I'm not a mom, but it's very beautiful to hear from a mother, and how that, you know, that feeling of always taking care of someone you love, your own child, is something that never ever leaves you. It's part of the reason when I apply that to Doria and Meghan, whatever your thoughts are about Doria, when people, because you know they are trying to be shady, when people ask, oh, why isn't Doria out there? I always tell them that, do you know what I think deep down inside? First of all, Doria seems like a private person, and Meghan is protecting Doria. She doesn't like you, and I think it's kind of a two-way thing. I really believe Doria lives with Harry and Meghan, and I believe that Doria is very precious to Meghan. She's like, try to keep her safe from the media, safe from the press. And I think that also extends to Meghan's black family, because we never hear from them. Guys, please correct me if I'm wrong. Have you ever heard from Meghan's black family? You don't ever hear from them, not from her cousins, not from her, and from the pictures that we saw, which I'm sure came from her dad. You see Meghan with her black cousins, her black family members, but you never see Meghan bring them out in the public. And people have always tried to be shady about it, that she's trying to hide her black side. I'm like, or she's trying to protect them. Look at what happened with her white side. I mean, yes, they played into it. They intentionally made themselves exploited, easy to exploit by the press. It was a mutual exploiting exercise. I think she's so careful with her black family because she knows what can happen.
They have this new feature that even helps.
So it's kind of like, yeah, it's a lesson for us as well. That feeling, that need to protect ourselves, to protect our loved ones. Yeah, I really enjoyed that part of the interview. And talking about, again, I'm not a mother, I'm not married, but like talking about making time for your children, individually treating them as separate individuals. I thought that was beautiful. All of us have a parent. There are many things we wish our parents would have done better. We can't turn back time, but we can do better as we move forward. And yeah, I don't know, like guys, let me know in the chat. Am I talking too much? What do you think? Do you agree?
As a mom, in many ways, it
Okay,
is like being an
she's back.
entrepreneur because you
It
are
is.
creating
A life.
you're building every day. You're creating, you don't need to call it a brand, it's not a brand,
Right.
but your family and what you're creating and working on every single day.
And you don't get a do-over.
You
Because
don't
you know, you
do
can
over.
file bankruptcy with your business and go start a new business. You cannot go start a new kid.
That's
Right.
so true.
So that's an important part of your life is those kids are like, you don't get to screw it up and say, oh, I want a do-over.
Right. And also in you being able to carve out the time to specifically look at each of their needs as human beings, that I would imagine is part of what allowed you to be such a brand visionary, which you are. I think that without question, everyone would say you're able to see the individual talent and skills and opportunities for growth as well, and then the holistic view. So when you put Destiny's Child together in that way, you're able to see the brand vision as a whole. I'm curious how, when you look at for yourself, what your brand vision is for you, for Miss Tina.
I mean, I never dreamed in a million years that I would have the #1 book on the New York Times bestseller list. That's crazy to me. It's surreal. I can't even believe it.
It's incredible.
Because I hope to even be on the bestsellers list, but to be #1 is incredible.
It's well deserved.
Well, thank you. But I know that I have, when I get those Instagram comments that people are going to get their breast exams, or they're starting a business, or they're getting the courage to leave a bad marriage or leave a bad job that's not fulfilling them. I tell you, it's more than a brand. It's really helping people. And my biggest prayer is, when I wrote the book, was that it would resonate with people and it would personally help them with some area of their lives.
So if you started the salon to be the antidote for a place that was not nurturing and a space of gossip,
Right.
so you start that all those years back then, you continue with this support of your girls and being a working mom, and now you translate all that knowledge into sacred and you put it in a book for people to read, but it's the same thing. You're the same person with the same set of values of how you want to show up for people.
Yes. It's true.
And now you're sharing that in a broader way, which I think is just testament to your authenticity.
Well, thank you.
Oh my goodness, of course. Anything else that you think would be helpful for people to know, or for young entrepreneurs as they're on their journey?
Oh God, just that to keep the faith. Yesterday in church, the minister talked about faith is one thing, but along with faith has to be hope.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, so hope is having this hope that, yes, my business is going to work. Yes, my marriage is going to work. It's the hope that makes it personal to you. And so I think what I wanted to convey in the book is that people ask me, well, how did you do this and how did you do that? And I say, because I always had faith. I've never, ever been in my life somebody who just sits around and just says, oh God, that failed. And I've had failures, but when the failures happen, I just keep it moving and I look into the next thing that I can do to sort of reinvent my life, because it's sad at that time.
Of course.
And I have hope and I have faith that it's going to happen, and every time it happens, It really happens for me. And I'm not saying it has to be religious faith. That's what it is for me. But you have to have faith in something.
Something greater than yourself, or faith in yourself.
That's right. Yeah.
I used to have a quote up in my trailer years ago that said, "My faith is greater than my fear."
Yes, absolutely. That's in my book too. I say
Is it?
that. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait
Yeah,
to get
because
into it.
it's true. You have to, and that doesn't come easy.
Mm-mm.
And the other thing is, I have fought very hard not to be bitter because I don't want to be bitter. I don't want any parts of it. I choose to look at the good things in my life and not harp on the bad ones. And so I've been through a bunch of stuff in my life, really hard stuff. But what I will never be is bitter. I'll let it go.
I mean, that is easier said than done for a
Yeah.
lot of people, but
Yeah.
I think that is what you said earlier. Just, you don't want wasted time.
Mm-mm.
This time is precious. And I imagine, you were saying if last July, having this breast cancer scare, and you're healthy and good now.
Yes, yes.
I mean, what a blessing.
Yes.
Really, it just probably puts into perspective even more so why every day, every minute, all of it
it's
matters.
important. It matters. It's true.
Mhm. So look, so you're busier on the tour. I'm sure I'm going to see you on one of the dates. We've all been trying to rally to figure out which show to come to. My mom just went last week.
She did?
She did. I didn't even know. She was like, "Oh, I just went." She goes, "Ooh, she's so good." I was like, "You went? You didn't tell me?"
I wish I would have talked to her. Got to
I
say
know,
hi.
I
She
know.
was lovely.
But
Yeah.
how's the tour been going? Good.
It's
with
going
everything
good.
else.
I was there. She had one last night, and it's just getting better and better. Because when you go to the first, it's like first couple,
Getting your sea legs back.
yeah, you get your sea legs back because nobody else knows, but we know.
Right,
But
exactly.
Last night it was on fire.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah, y'all gotta come.
I know, I can't
Tyler
wait.
came the very first night. He and Oprah and Gail, and we had
Yes.
so much fun. Yeah.
Oh, I bet. I can't imagine how you can juggle all of it, but my goodness, did your girls adopt your work ethic?
That's a good thing.
There's something to be said for that.
Sometimes they work too much.
But you're also going to instill in them the same thing you're saying right now, which is to
Right.
take that time for yourself.
Balance, yeah.
Yes, and I think that's going to be one of the hardest lessons. Look, even for me, I hear you saying that, and I'm integrating that, going, yeah, just take a minute to breathe,
Yeah.
enjoy it, go have a date night. We have a date night
That's
tonight.
right. Oh,
So-
good.
Exactly.
That's right.
Look, I appreciate you. If there's any way I can uplift and continue to support you, tell me. I'm always here.
Thank you so much. You are wonderful. And I enjoy this so much.
Yes, well, this should be the
All
fun
right.
stuff.
Okay.
Celebrating you.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Confessions of a Female Founder is a production of Lemonade Media.
I didn't want to start
Created and
talking.
hosted by Megan. Our producers are Kathy.
I didn't want to
Barnes,
start talking in case something else was going to come out. Hello. Hi, Milna, Lucia. Bonjour. I don't speak French. I'm just trying to. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining our live. I should have put the title of this live. I didn't until it was too late, but hopefully you find it and you enjoy it. For those of you that are new to the channel, hello. This is a very positive Megan space. So if you're looking for those shady, rude, downright cruel Megan spaces, my dear, this is not the place. And F you. Sorry, I have very little patience for Megan haters. I found that very, very, very inspirational, guys. I am not a woman in my 70s, God knows. But I think taking age out of it, a lot of what Tina said is, yeah, isn't it? A lot of what Tina says resonates, the idea, and I said it before, for those of you who may have missed it, you do not need to be in your 20s or in your teens, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s to start something. You can literally start something. And also, there are some people who don't want to start something. And that's okay too. Like this idea that life must be a grind doesn't make any sense to me. The only thing you owe to yourself is to live your life in the truest and the most authentic way you can. And Tina said a lot of things, and the one thing that stuck with me is it took her until late in life, maybe 60s, 70s, to realize that I don't need to be in a relationship to be happy. I don't need to be attached to someone to be happy. Me, I knew about this in my late teens, so I'm so grateful. But I don't want to mock. But there are a lot of women that need to go to through one or two or three terrible marriages or relationships before they finally find that confidence to step back and say, I'm enough. So I think it was lovely hearing someone like Tina Knowles talk about the fact that, look, I've been married twice, it didn't work out, and for the first time in my life, I'm okay with me. Although she did say in another interview that she was trying something with someone. Again, what's wrong with that? Like, that's the beauty of life. You try love, you fall in love, it doesn't work out, you adjust, right? So I think the common theme in this podcast is hope. I got a lot of hope from it. I got a lot of hope from Tina. I mean, yes, she's Beyonce's mom, which is incredible in itself. But I think she's so humble. She's so humble, talking about how sacred is her gift to her daughter. Oh, thank you. Sacred is her gift to her daughter. Talking about how, as a parent, you need to make time for your children as individuals. It's just really incredible. And yeah, it was a wonderful podcast, guys. I recommend everybody listen to it again. You don't have to listen to my live. You can go to your Spotify, you can go to your Apple and listen and do your thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I hope many of us absorb the words and absorb the message and just find joy, you know. If you do decide to start your own business like I'm doing, it's going to be painful. It's not easy building an audience. So I want to appreciate the Sussex squad. Or for those of you that are pro Sussex that have embraced me, thank you so much. Thank you. My brand is not necessarily the most conventional, but I would like to believe my heart is in the right place. But yeah, I am in my IT channel. I'm going to post a link to my IT channel. I've decided to keep them separate now. Once in a while, I might post things. Oh, come and watch me on this channel to get this information. Somebody gave me some really good feedback about that. And yeah, I'm going to do an AI chat GBT call thing for those of you that are interested, and just to show you how to use it. And from there, many of you are very intelligent. You'll figure out how to turn AI into a source of income. You can use it to summarize books. You can use it to arrange events for people. There are so many things you can do with this assistant. You don't need to pay for people. You don't need to hire people and all that stuff. You can do it on your own. And yeah, please, for my membership, if you want to join, I have some members now. Thank you for joining. We're going to have our members only chat when I build enough people on here to celebrate. We're going to have members only Q&A session. A lot of these some of the lives will only be for members because they've paid. And I'm going to open a members only Discord. Those of you that are in the UK, we can meet up and talk with each other, or we can have a live chat where we actually verbally talk to each other via Discord. We can exchange ideas, talk. And then yeah, I will be in America. Well, I was going to say, I don't know, because Trump America, but I might come to America soon, and I'll put it in the chat. But like, don't feel like you have to wait until I come. If you join my members, and if you join my members chat and you go into our Discord, we can talk to each other. So yeah, I wanted to thank you guys again. Thank you for joining me on the live. Oh, a member. Oh wow. So I'm going to post. What I'm going to do, sons, is I'm going to put up a post now linking to this live, and I'll put the membership chat there. Like I said, it's £3 $3 a month. It's very small, don't worry. But then again, I also appreciate that these are difficult times. Anyhow, you can support the channel via super chat. If that's what you can afford, thank you. I appreciate you. Or you can just help me continue to retweet and subscribe. Oh yes, some very quick announcements before everybody goes. Megan is going to be honored June 14th at the Museum of, oh god, I posted the link. Let me get the link again. If I don't have it, I'll put it as a post. She's going to be honored. It's a horticulture center thing in LA. She's going to give a speech. Shout out to Megan. And Lilibet's birthday is, I think, a few days, a day or two or three. Please shout out to her. And for those of you in London, Beyonce is here this week. I am going to her show on Thursday. Ouch. I'm going to be at her show on Thursday. If you're going to be at her show, please, I'll put it in the chat. Please let me know. Are you going June 4? Oh, I thought Beyonce's first show was okay. Well, that's incredible. I'm going on Thursday because Friday I have spa and some friends. But yeah, let's catch up. I think I'll do a live talking about Beyonce's show. I know it's not Megan, but I'll find a way to bring it into Megan and give a quick catch up on that. But yeah, this has been a great live, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for continuing to be. It's Lily's birthday. Oh yeah. It's 4th. Wow, it's tomorrow. Why did I think it was on Thursday? We're going to have a chant Lily. I hope I remember. If I don't, I'll do it tonight. I don't remember. I don't forget tomorrow. Because tomorrow I also have to go to work. Thanks, Olivia. We're going to have a happy birthday for Lily. I'll do maybe not a live, but I'll do a video celebrating the beautiful princess whose face we hopefully will not see until she's 25. Because she sounds like she's going to be a beautiful child. I love her talking voice so far. She seems sweet. So yeah, guys, please continue to stay. Please continue to like. Please continue to subscribe. Please join membership if you can. If you can't, anything you can give will support. So support is also appreciated. And yeah, thank you for continuing to support this channel. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. If you want to hear from my tech talks, I will provide a post with a link to my tech channel. And I'm going to start posting on there my more tech specific stuff. And yeah, take care, guys. Thank you once again. Have a good one. Bye. Bye, guys.